Hey everybody, this is GoGo7. I just got back from a job interview and something arrived in the mail. An official Pokémon Stadium strategy guide from Nintendo Power. And what you'll notice right off the bat is that it is in almost perfect condition. It's almost like it's new. These things were sold like over 15 years ago along with the game. They were about €20 at the time, and I'm surprised that there was still one on sale for a low price in near perfect condition. Here's a little scratch I can't get off. I don't know. Anyway, the basics. The book starts with basic things about Pokemon and Pokémon Stadium. And we're going to skip that. It's really easy. Like, it goes over super effective, normal effective, how to build a team, and that is just to cover every single Pokemon type. Let's see. There we go. Alright, the game has a full... the book has a full coverage of every single battle in the game. They go over which Pokemon to use, which rental team to pick. It first starts with a Pika Cup for its level and not because of the amount of Pokemon available, which I find a bit weird. Let's see, it starts with a recommended team, and then it goes over every single battle, all their moves, and what Pokemon to use. Now let's review this team. I'm only going to review the part of the book that we have already covered in our Pokemon Stadium Let's Play. I'm not going to do a full coverage until the Let's Play is over. So, recommended team, Raichu, Arcanine, perfect. A bit of a problem with these. And to start off, Dratini has a wide variety of moves, but it's unevolved with low stats. It's good that it's a dragon type, but yeah, quite low stats compared to other Pokemon. It has Fire Blast, Blizzard, Body Slam, and Thunder Wave. That's a pretty good moveset. It covers fire and ice type moves. And it has Thunder Wave, which is interesting, but Raichu also has Thunder Wave, and pretty sure Raichu has a higher speed. Let's see, Poliwrath had Surf, which is alright. Double Slap, which is like really low attack power. You could have better had Slam or Body Slam. Metronome, unreliable. Hypnosis could be good, but low accuracy of 50%. Personally, I recommend it to use Seadra, and I think that's way better because Seadra has better balanced stats, and it has Ice Beam, which is good. Drowsy and Executor, English. Let's see, Hypnosis and Dream Eater. It's pretty good, but Hypnosis has 50% accuracy. I just don't like that. Psychic and Tri-Attack. I personally would still recommend Kadabra for his higher special. But Drowsy has a not so bad attack and could use Tri-Attack maybe. And Executor, Toxic, Mega Drain. These are good. Barrage, you're not going to use that at all. But it has Psywave. Psywave does limited amount of damage compared to Psychic, which again, Kadabra could use. I would still recommend Nidoking, Seadra, and one of the Gengar evolutions for better coverage. That's just my opinion. And of course, a Kadabra. Now it goes over every single battle, what Pokemon use, but there are some flaws in here. Let's see, by Battle 6, it tells you to use some Pokemon to counter its ground and water type. Well, I noticed of this that they didn't test play it a lot, because if you test played it a lot, like me, you would know that 999,999% of the time it uses Cedra first, Rhyhorn second, Jigglypuff third. And that's what I based my team off. But this book does understand that most trainers use random Pokemon. Like in this battle, the 7th one, it knows that it always uses an ace, but mixes up with Pokemon it uses first and third. Let's see. Here's where I have a bit of a problem. It tells you to use Dratini's Thunder Wave to paralyze the big brute Pokemon. That's a word. So it tells you to Thunder Wave these and then to send out Poliwrath with its resistant water type. I have quite a big problem with this. Well, first of all, Tentacruel has a particularly high special compared to Poliwrath. But not only that, these guys are level 20, which means that their multiplier of damage output is quite a bit higher than that of level 15 Pokemon. And yes, level is a factor in total damage. So it tells you to use Dratini's Thunder Wave, which is alright, it can survive all of these moves it has. But then it tells you to send out Poliwrath. Not a good idea, especially when Gyarados has Thunder. Yeah, it really doesn't do that good of a job here, which is why I recommend the Kadabra double team strategy in Raichu. It doesn't always work, but more reliable than this. Here it tells you to use Executor's Mega Drain, which could be good, but it doesn't tell you what other Pokemon to use, which are I would doubt Dratini. It does have the Blizzard, but here's a much higher level Dragonair, Raichu, and I don't know. I really don't know. Next, the guide goes over Petite Cup. It has less Pokemon to rent, and the recommended team: Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Horsey, Sandshrew, Ghastly, Dratini. Now, Sandshrew, Horsey, Ghastly. These are perfect to use, no problem with them. It tells you once again to use Dratini, which is Thunder Wave. Wrap could be useful if it had a high speed like Pikachu. It does have decent stats. And it has Thunder and Fire Blast, which was almost the same purpose as my coughing at the time. Kind of regret that I didn't use Ghastly. It tells you to use Bulbasaur, which is alright, I guess, but I know that Bellsprout has much better stats, especially in speed, which is what you want in special. Bulbasaur is made for I think balance stats and having a low speed, but then Bellsprout is made for high attack and speed, I think. Don't quote me on that. It tells you to use Pikachu. Then you once again have this double Thunder Wave thing, but that's alright. I used Machop and I didn't get too much use of him. But yeah, this is a pretty good team to use. Let's see, are there any problems that I can spot within these coverages? Oh yeah, here they didn't really test play it a lot, because you can see that obviously these guys are made for explosion and self-destruct. It's that type of team. It tells you to use Ghastly, which is good. Sandshrew and Bulbasaur. These are pretty good Pokemon to use, but it doesn't tell anything about self-destruct. I had to discover myself that Sandshrews Dig and Ghastly's typing was really good for this battle. Let's see. Are there any more issues I can see here? Ghastly, Sandshrew, Horsey. Yeah, that's a pretty good team for this battle. and it tells you to use Horsey, Ghastly, Dratini to win the final cup. Let's see here. Yeah, our Dratini is not gonna win against level 30 Dratini. Horsey would. Personally would have liked Sand Slash in this battle instead of Ghastly. But Ghastly can, just like Bellsprout, deal with this guy and this guy, these guys. But it's an alright team they use. Next up is the Poké Cup. We're going to skip to the Master Ball. Alright, so we're at the Master Ball difficulty of Poké Cup. It tells you to use Sand Slash, Kadabra, Gengar, Starmie, Electrode, Articuno. Let's see here. Starmie perfect, Kadabra perfect, Gengar perfect. Let's see, it also tells you to use Articuno, which is Ice Beam, Sky Attack, Razor Wind substitute. It's a pretty good Articuno to use. I think it has a higher speed and special than Jinx. And you know what happened with Jinx? It could barely not KO that Dragonite. Sand Slash is a bit of a weird choice, but I guess you can make it work. If you have trouble with this battle, once again I recommend a Charizard. It's ground type, so it does sort of have that similar purpose as Onix had, but it doesn't have that giant defense and then other stats being very low. Electrode is actually a really good choice. He has Thunder Wave and Thunder, but he's also the fastest Pokemon of all, which could be useful against these other guys. Not too much problems with this team. It does a good job. First problem I noticed is that this coverage of this battle doesn't really tell much about the metronome and counter thing going on here. But let's see. Hypnosis, and then switch out to Starmie. And Kadabra to hold back. Bit of a weird coverage. I think it did a good job for the rest of the Master Ball Poké Cup. Let's see here. To use Confuse Ray and Hypnosis. Pretty unreliable. Well, doesn't tell anything about other Pokemon to use, so you were free in that. I recommended Starmie. Let's see here, it tells you to use Lead, Electrode, Kadabra, and Articuno. Yeah, that's covered perfectly. It tells you to use Thunder Wave. Then keep your fingers crossed, Articuno, Sky Attack, and Ice Beam. Well, that's alright. You definitely need Starmie in this battle. Sorry if the camera is a bit off on that side sometimes. It's a bit awkward recording this. The next up is the Prime Cup. Unfortunately, I'm not going to cover that. I'm going to skip ahead to the final few pages of the book. So, after the book has covered everything regarding the battles, it goes over which Pokemon are version exclusive, apparently. And they do that pretty good. It's really simplified. After that, it goes over data of every single Pokemon, which is very interesting. There's all of these charts, and it highlights where you can get certain Pokemon. You can only get these Pokemon here in the first red and blue, and then in yellow you could get Charmander there and Bulbasaur there. It goes over which moves they learn for every stage of evolution. But they call attacks, they call them abilities, which is weird. It goes over which HMs and TMs it can learn. It does a good job. It does it for every single Pokemon. I don't think it's worth to read everything here. It does a decent job at telling which Pokemon are specialists in something, like Supersonic Barrier, and then Surf and Toxic. These could be deadly combos. Alright, after it covers every single Pokemon, it goes over every single move there is in the game and tells what effect they have. But it doesn't quite say the move's attack power, which in the games itself you could not look up. And then technical and hidden machines list. That's pretty interesting. So it also covers Pokemon Red and Blue. Very good. Even though it isn't a guide for it, it goes over what Pokemon can use, what moves. And after that, the next page has spoilers. Again, I can't show it. What I can show is they had giveaways of Pokémon Stadium shirts. And I don't have one of these t-shirts, unfortunately. But I can print these, I guess. But that's it. That's all I wanted to show of Pokémon Stadium. Official Nintendo Power Strategy Guide. So, this has been Gugog7. See you guys next time.